and glad to have all of you here. Just proud you're all here. I'm going to call Rodney Holmes, pastor of Mount Carmel Baptist Church, if he would. He's going to do our invocation.
Come on up. Come on up.
I know we're all here anyway.
Am I facing here or facing there?
Whatever you want to do.
What's comfortable
All
with
right,
you?
well, let's just pray together, all right? Father, we come to you today, and we're just grateful for who you are and what you've done for us. We want to stop for a minute and just thank you for salvation that comes through Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And Lord, I want to lift up our commissioners in this time especially. Lord, I have prayed for revival for years, and Lord, I just ask that you would begin that. It could possibly begin here.
Yes, Lord.
And Lord, I just want to pray for our commissioners, and I just ask that you would draw them close to you, and because our wisdom and our understanding and our discernment is developed from knowing you and our relationship with you, and I just ask that for our commissioners. And Lord, there's all sorts of decisions that need to be made, and we just ask that you would give them clarity of mind. We just ask that you would again give them the discernment and the wisdom that they need to make not just good decisions, but best decisions. And Lord, as we look to you, we just ask for your leadership and your guidance, and we just ask that again that you would have your way and will in their lives. And Lord, I also want to pray for their families. Lord, when you're in a position of leadership, there's all sorts of pressures that come along, and Lord, that can have an effect on their families. And I just ask that you place a hedge of protection about them as they attempt and try to lead. And I just want to appreciate them and the fact that they're servants and they're leading our county. And again, we just ask that for that protection and that wisdom and that discernment and that divine help to be able to do that. And we're going to give you the honor and glory for all of it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right.
If you would stand as you can for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Mr. Commissioners, I need a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
Motion.
Motion by Steve, second by Jeff. All in favor? Aye. So be it.
Mr. Chair, we have the consent agenda tonight. If you would like for me to cover the items on the consent agenda very briefly for the benefit of our audience, we have the January 16th, 2025 work session minutes, as well as the January 21st, February 13th, February 18th, and March 4th minutes. We have 3 budget amendments for our health department, budget amendment 12, 13, and 14. These are to account for grant or other funding sources. We have the appointment of Donna Coble and Lindsay McGirt as review officers for the tax department, and the removal of Tina Abernathy and Virginia Mankowski. Revision of the public forum rules and procedures that we'll discuss here briefly. And reappointment of Brian Reynolds to the planning board and Ray Deaton to the planning board, as well as the Register of Deeds report. And we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Chairman, that brings us to our public forum. As I briefly mentioned, there were some revisions to our public forum rules and procedures, and I'm going to cover those tonight. More or less, that gives anyone who wishes to speak for the public in the public forum additional time, going from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. So the public comment period is for the purpose of allowing members of the public to comment on county business or items on the Board of Commissioners' agenda. This period shall not serve as a forum for debate with the Board of Commissioners. Remarks shall be addressed directly to the board and not to staff, the audience, or the media. The chairman will open the public comment period, and any person signed up to speak shall approach the podium and announce his or her name and physical address prior to making comment. Any citizen desiring to comment on a matter of public interest within the authority of the Board of Commissioners to legislate in an open forum will be allotted 5 minutes. Citizens may yield their time on a specific topic by utilizing no more than 2 citizens' time slots. This will allow up to, but no more than 15 minutes. The county manager, that's me, shall notify the chairman upon the expiration of the allotted time. Mr. Chairman.
First on our list is Don Thompson. Would you come forward, please? State your name and address.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr.
John Thompson. I'm on Thickett Creek, 271 Brewer Farm Road, Montgomery, North Carolina. And I'm a farmer, always been a farmer. Will die one, I guess. And so I just wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about, I know you think I'm talking about soil and water, which I am. I don't know where any of you know much about soil and water. We bring in about $150 million a year in the county that goes out to the various farm organizations. We also, any problems happen, we bring people in to solve these problems. If they got, some people has got something washing away, and we just bring in money and help them, bring in state money, federal money, and we do that too. And as I say, our organization very well is doing about it. Soil and water. Y'all furnishes 2 people here. You furnish 1 full-time, and 1 we got, you furnish half-time. We get half the money out of Raleigh, so you don't furnish that. But you do furnish the full-time person to run our office. And as I say, if somebody got a problem in the county, we're there trying to help them. And try to keep our county clean and green. That's our, I just figured that out. Not really, I mean, that's what we do. And now I know we got people here from Farm Bureau, we got people here from various organizations, and all of them is good. But we're an organization that very people knows much about. You say, oh, that's soil and water. Well, what does soil and water do? And what I went over there is kind of what soil and water does. And we're valuable. See, I know we had a big manufacturing here, had a problem here a year or 2 ago. We brought people out of Raleigh. They went down and worked on it and got it straightened out. And whether it cost them millions of dollars, it didn't cost them hardly anything to get it fixed. And that's what we do. Anytime we got any problem, we try to solve it for the, as cheap as possible. And if you want to set out some pine trees or something like that, we'll find us money to help go along with what you're doing already. And so that way, it lowers the expense down lower. In fact, I sow 80 acres myself this year, So a lot of these organizations you don't see much about, you don't hear much about, they play a valuable role in your county. And that's the way soil and water is. Now, I wasn't expecting to talk to y'all today, but about middle of the day, a fellow said, you want to go up and see those guys? I said, well, I'm really glad to. But any way we can help you, we got Joseph Honey works on our board, and Debbie works on our board, and so we got several other, we got 5 on our board. And we don't cause you no trouble. We don't cause you no money. And we just pay it. We bring money. We bring money into the county and help the farmers and everybody else that needs it. And we work as hard as we can to keep our county clean. When we go along and look, people will say, boy, that's a pretty county. you know. And we want that said about our county. Do I have any questions?
Just
What we do?
just our thanks.
Yep, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to thank you, especially Brian from Mount Gate as well. I've known this man since I know about no.
I do.
I know what he does. I know what he's for, and he's not wrong. We appreciate it.
And I thank all of you for listening to me.
Yes, sir.
As I say, I'm a little bit flustered because I'm a little bit old, but don't tell me about that.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Do we have a Charles Lucas in the house? Come on up and state your name and your address, please, Charles.
How y'all doing?
Fine, sir.
Good.
My name is Charles Lucas. I live at 239 Window Road, Jackson Springs, North Carolina. And I am a Vietnam veteran, and I'm a veteran farmer. And I'm also the vice chair on the Salt and Water Board in Montgomery County, a county that I live here in 1975. I raised my children here. And so I am loving Montgomery County. And so I raised my children here, and I have friends here, and I work on the Salt and Water Board. I'm the vice chair. And we just trying to do things for our community and trying to help make Montgomery County safe and clean. And we bring a lot to the table, being on this board and working with corporate extension and other agencies around here, Farm Bureau. We do a lot of stuff for Montgomery County, helping our children. Our greatest asset is the children. You know, without the children and the future that they bring, you know, we're just at a loss. And we have to get out here and help Montgomery County grow. We are helping farmers, poultry growers, forestry growers, and all of these things that we do at Salt and Water. And also, I was a Small Farmer of the Year finalist in 2022, and representing Montgomery County. Out of 100 counties, we did that for this county. And I thank God for being in Montgomery County and the things that they do in trying to help us grow sustainable crops and help keep our environment clean and growing different kind of crops and helping farmers, especially the poultry growers and the Cattlemen's Association, doing all these great things that they're doing in Montgomery County. And I would urge the commission to go out and visit some of these farms. I mean, whether they're small or large, you know, see what's going on, see what the corporate extension is doing with the gardening and all the things that they do in this county. And I would appreciate if y'all would get out and come and visit my farm sometime and see what we grow and what we do and how we grow stuff clean using drip irrigation and everything like that. But we think we got a water system that we did through NC State A&T. It's a drip irrigation, but I use rainwater, catch the water off my barn. And that was a grant that we had from Ag Rep through by Salt and Water years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And so it is really unique. It's the only one in this county. And I urge y'all to come out and visit. I invite you down to my farm and check it out. And any questions?
I'm coming.
I want all y'all to come.
I'm coming.
It'll be good to come. And also, corporate extension, they come out and they do things, and you'll be surprised what they do for our county. You know, every county needs a corporate extension. Every county needs a Salt and Water Board. Every county need a Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau is not a government agency, but they act like one, the way they do and the way they help our children in this county. So we just got a strong county here, and I think that we need to pay attention to our assets that we have with our children. And I will yield my time. Anybody want to take it up?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out, sir.
And thank you for your service.
We'll be looking for you.
We're going.
I'm going.
Miss Jillian Haywood, are you in the house? Come on, state your name and your address, Jillian.
My name is Jillian Haywood, and I live at 2662 Pekin Road, Candor, North Carolina. So my name is Jillian Haywood, and I've been in 4-H since I was 5 years old. I'm the current president of Livestock Club, and it meets there monthly at the Ag Center. That Montgomery Extension Office building is in disrepair, as y'all have seen. And the Ag Center has been used for years for club meetings. We've used it for over 4 years. We use it for educational programs, community events, and other agricultural-related organizations, which is consistent with the intended use of the land, when the land was donated in 1959. Our community felt the need was so great that they fundraised for nearly 20 years. The extension agents, along with the Cattlemen's Association, the Horsemen's Association, and many others, have worked hard to make their visions a reality. The $122,766 that was raised in 1977 is equivalent to over $600,000 today. Over 60 years later, the Agriculture Center is agriculture is still one of the #1 industries in our county today. The youth development programs are still greatly needed. Cooperative extension and agriculture. Hold on, I lost my thought.
You're not getting a break, this is not a little bit. You're okay.
Just take your time.
Take your time.
Yes, she is.
That's right.
She's got a heart for this.
So the cooperative extension and the agriculture are in the business of growing, be it livestock, crops, or children. All these things need room to thrive, room the Ag Center offers. I'm asking you today to keep agriculture and your community youth a priority. As my mom says, children don't keep. So please don't treat your youth as an afterthought, and please honor the integrity of the intended purpose as the Agriculture Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Miss Bethany Haywood? I won't say it, you know what to do.
All right. So Bethany Haywood, 2662 Pekin Road, and the lovely young girl is one of the examples of kids don't keep. So I am a master gardener. I'm your Partnership for Children board chair, and I have been a cooperative extension volunteer for a very long time. The programs at Cooperative Extension promote healthy living, decision-making, leadership skills, civic engagement, and I choose to invest my time as a volunteer because our children are the most worthwhile investment. This teaches them lifelong skills. They need these skills. They need cooperative extension. So the current extension office has been a challenge for the past several years now. Whenever we volunteered, I'm sure that whenever you toured it, you've seen that it's in disrepair. Honestly, it's condemnable. What you haven't seen are the other insufficiencies. When we are trying to teach, we've had issues where we've had to limit class sizes due to not having enough room. We've had problems with the electrical, trying to cook team cooking, and that was limited class. We've had to cancel programs due to the weather or because the 2 small meeting room is already occupied. And honestly, the Ag Center is not always able to meet our needs either right now. It does not have internet, and the struggling heating and air is really hard to teach over. It will drown you out if you don't speak up. You know, but with renovations, it could be the perfect location. We need somewhere with enough room to meet the needs of cooperative extension, our master gardeners, and our community partners. We need room to allow them to grow. Kids are in the nature of growing, so are livestock, everything in agriculture. That place should be the Ag Center. That's what it was intended for many years ago. And today I'm here to ask you to prioritize our agricultural community and our youth. Gentlemen, kids don't keep. And I'm here asking you to invest in them.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Christian Ethicum, are you here? Name and address.
I'm Christian Latham, 118 Javendale Farm Drive, Mount Gilead. I'm the current Cattlemen's President for Montgomery County Association, and I'm here to support the Cattlemen's by giving my minutes to our treasurer, Danny McCray.
You want to carry my time now?
Yes. Name and address. Name.
I will ask. Okay, her time, my time. I probably need one more. I need to get somebody.
I have a feeling our board is very accommodating. I have a feeling our board is very accommodating.
Well, I just want to be sure.
Carry on.
Okay, no,
We are here to follow procedures. We are so glad that this room is full right now, that we're just here to listen.
all right. I'm Danny McCray. Start off with Mr. Chairman, board members, county manager. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And I guess I'm one of the oldest rats in the barn because all my people that helped me draw up and build the Ag Center is dead and gone on. But I'm here to tell you the facts of our building out there. In May of 1959, the land was given by the family of two families, the Browns and the Mollicks. It was given to the county for the purpose agriculture. The one thing I don't know, it was before my time, I was in also the jungles of Southeast Asia. I don't remember exactly when the wooden building was built up on the hill, but I'm going to guess from 65, 67, 68, if I had to guess. I'm talking about the wooden structure. I personally was able to use that structure because I was in the swine operation real big and had a purebred sale and sent hogs to 7 states. And that's really all I want to say about that. But we have utilized that building, the old building. But starting off in around the mid-70s, around 74, 75, Brother Jim Weaver, extension agent, livestock agent, came to Montgomery County, and I'll say he was outstanding. The reason I'm saying that is because he would come out. We had a lot of small farmers that when they had a couple bulls that needed steered, he would do it. If it come out to be something to vaccination, medicines, our extension program and the county agent would come out and help. And I'll talk about the county agents and the extension program a little bit more in just a few minutes. But they have worked hand and foot with us in preparing where we're at today. So we've had a great relationship with them. In 75, 76, we started, Mr. Weaver, we called a bunch of the farmers together, Bobby Ray Adkins, Jarrett Thompson in dairies, in swine, Albert Russell, poultry, Robert Bruton. These are just some of the mainstays. I hate to call out names because I'll leave somebody out. But these are the people that was the backbones of putting 3 associations here in the county together. We had the Swine Association, we had the Horseman Association, and one of our past presidents back here, Mrs. Adbury, in the Horseman Association, and Jim, and of course I was president of the Cattlemen Association for a long time. Then last several years, Brother Archie Smith's back here, done a great job. And of course, the lady that was just giving me her time, Cattlemen's president. We've had a lot of people to come forward and donate a lot of time and a lot of money. Around 76, we knew the existing building that I was talking about a while ago was not big enough. In the state of North Carolina, there were several counties that had new facilities being built at that time, around 74, 75, 76. Mr. Weaver asked me, I was in construction, would I go with him and let's look at some of the existing facilities that were just being built. And we went to Hope County, Scotland County, and the one on down below that. Took a day going out and seeing what they had to see what it might help us here in Montgomery County. Our rural county, they were sort of matching up, you know, numbers wise and stuff like that. So me and Jim, and I'm gonna refer to him as Jim, we went and he said, Danny, I know you build and draw, said bring some pad and pencils and your rule. And we went and spent the whole day and we drew up and looked at 3 different new facilities. And we tried to take the things that thought would suit us, best suit our needs as a rural county and our finances. And we come up, and I drew it, and somewhere in the, over there is, I think, still my drawings. But I'm not a licensed or architect, so when we come back, I took my drawings, and I knowed Bobby Myrick real good. I've done his roof work. And I called Bobby and I asked Bobby, could we use his draftsman about taking my chicken scratching and to put it in the plans. So if we went forward, as different associations seemed fit, along with talking with our county commissioners at that time, especially Mr. J.C. Thompson was big in agriculture and swine and stuff, and he was very, very supportive, along with all the county commissioners. But we took them over there, and in the fall of, I think it was 77, around September, October, we come up with a final drawing. We had the approval of the county commissioners to build the Montgomery County Agriculture Center. That's what it's always been called now, Montgomery County Agriculture Center. At that time, we had 4 different contractors bidding on it. Bobby had already told me personally, he says, get all you want because I'm going to build it for you, basically cost. So we got 4 different contractors, and Bobby beat them all about $20-something thousand. It cost just a few dollars under $80,000. I'm talking about just a few dollars. But for speaking here, we had about $80,000 in it. We had our 3 associations. We decided to charge annual membership, come up with little funds, and then we got busy to have activities such as rodeo, such as Animal Farmers Day in Montgomery County. People come from several counties, politicians, everybody, to see our parades such as farm equipment, such as animals, such as horse and mules, tractors, you name it, our local bands. It was big, and I don't know if any of y'all ever remember that, but that was in September, and we would have that all day. We would, at that time, they had a statewide wagon train association, and what that was, they started about April to about September, and they'd meet somewhere. They'd skip a few weekends, but to meet in family affair, kids, everybody, no trouble, and have wagon trains, horseback ridings, music, and little square dancing, which I loved. But anyway, we had them all participating anytime we'd have something down here. At one time, several helped, but me and Jim cooked 22 hogs and 2 steers, and the 2 steers was underground. And people like in the Swine Association, I don't want to curds. Liam's back there. His daddy played a big role in getting us hogs and stuff like that. But anyway, we cooked 60 straight hours, and me and Jim was both there, went home with 56 out of the 60 hours. that was dedication, and all these other men I mentioned spent a lot of time there. In that function there, we raised about $18,000 that day there. But that's the kind of effort that was put in to this Montgomery County Agriculture Center. We had dedicating people, and we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work, but we had a lot of fun. But we carried right on with our new building. When we got it erected, Bobby built it. We had to have heating and air contracts, we had to have electrical contracts, and we had to have plumbing contracts. And the total building ran around $120,000, and I'm just rounding off with, a few dollars. But that's what we put in it. And over the years, dollar after dollar after dollar we put in it. And so our monthly meetings, our monthly dues and stuff like that helped pay in a lot of hard work. Later on, after we had it, we started having some horse shows out there that we had, horse pulling contests, tractor pulling contests. We raised a lot of money out there to give to the county for our facility out there. At that time, I'm trying to move fast. At that time, we, after we've done all the different events to help pay for it, all along in our meetings, our extension service, and I don't want to forget Bill Bowers. Bill Bowers was on the first plans, approved everything we'd done, and very supportive. As we went on down through the years, people like Billy Bruton, Susan Hamilton, everybody, we worked hand and foot along with the ladies that we got here today. That education working in extension agencies is so important, not only to us farmers, continue education, continue learning, continue on fertilization programs, equipment, livestock, picking out livestock, best bulls, easy calving bulls. I could go on and on and on, but we'll leave it like that. But the extension agent and through our college, state college, sending people down like Matt Poor, the right grasses, the right fertilization, how to plant, all this stuff. We still learn today. That's what our monthly meetings that we have out there every month now, that we've got somebody there and we're still trying to learn, because we're losing so many thousand acres a year to commercial, to new homes, to foreign people buying up some of the farmland. But we're taking several thousand acres a year out of farmland, which the bottom line is we, as farmers, have to do a better job in raising. When I come up, if you could raise 50 or 75 bushels of corn, it's pretty good. Now, unless dry weather like the last year or two, if you hadn't got 150, 200 bushels, I'm not going to stretch it. Some of it, the records is more than that. But of corn, soybeans, we have to stay in touch of how to make better yield on our crops. And the extension agent and the state college plays a major role in helping us in answering questions that we need. And I could talk about soil testing and all like that. We run through our extension agents departments and stuff and what they mean to us. And so I just wanted to touch bases on that. Our building out there, it was around, and I know some of you commissioners know, the year 2000, a little over, we got into where they wanted to start utilizing our building for parties. We had trouble out there. We had one or two of the commissioners, won't call no names, started have a little alcohol out there. First thing you know, our building was tore up, the bathrooms was tore up, holes was in the walls, everything else. And that's just not what the building was designed for. but we understood, that's what they wanted. And another thing that we had out there, when I was mentioning activities, we had Cattleman's Ball, and we would sell tickets, and back then, you could feed a couple for $8 or $9, $25 tickets, and we could make in a night, $1,000 or so dollars, no problem, people donating and stuff, but it was well supervised and no alcohol and good people having a good, clean time out there. It was agriculture related, but when they started opening it up, we've always worked good with the county commissioner, county manager, far as they asked, we want to do this, do that. Hey, all along, you never heard us say no. Our sheriff's department used out there in training, and a lot of times in the winter and stuff like that, it was a good place to go, had heat, air conditioning. Yeah, and just like the lady said, it is a little noisy sometimes, but we had to build with what we had, finances that we thought we could afford to build. And we understood we built on county land and all, but we had the relationship and the understanding that we would always work together, and that would be Montgomery County Agriculture Center. So if a problem come up or something was addressed and we had to do different, everybody's open-minded in society this day and time, and changes, but unless we were fully satisfied that we had a place, that is an agricultural center. And like I say, a lot of us have spent a lot of time and a lot of money on that. And so at that time, we've cut a few things out, but that's the basic of the how it was, because like I say, I was on board from the drawing of the plans to still active with the Cattlemen Association and stuff. And we have great people, and great people here attended today that's very concerned. The last thing I will say is, I didn't know anything about plans, offices, moving the extension department out there, or any other departments at all. The one thing that I'm against, and most of the cattlemen are against, I'm for being sure the department has offices, whether it's there or somewhere else. If they need one office out there or something like that, or we need to upgrade the kitchen or something like that. But when I heard that they might take up our whole inn, and that's our livestock inn, when we have shows, our 4-H programs, stuff like that, we used to have every August, and it involved 3 or 4 counties around here, people bringing in show heifers, bulls, and stuff like that. That inn, we put shavings on the concrete, portable gates and corrals, and that's where we kept our animals, because at night, you never know if storms, something come up. So I'm against putting offices now inside. Now, if the offices needed to be out there, and that'd be up y'all there, I'm not trying to say, but if we could build them adjacent to the building, something like that. But now our main buildings, we utilize that building along with the county yourself, that if you need to use it and it's not being used, by all means, use it. But we can't cut the space back there, because I've seen every stall, I've seen pens out there been involved that we would utilize the whole back end, and we've had times the sheriff's department, stored a lot of stuff out there, which they needed to, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's where we're at. And so I would like the concern of the Cattlemen and Swine and the Horsemen Association to be sure that we stand up, and maybe some of the rest of them talk. And I'm going to leave you with just a little lighter comment to how animals come in play. Around 40, we had a new pastor come to Wadeville. And about 6 weeks of visitation around there, my grandparents was leaving out. My grandmother was already on the wagon with about 4 or 5 of her children. Come out, and believe it or not, McCrae, he was talking. And so he said, "Brother," "where are you having lunch today?" And the preacher said, "Well, Mr. Asbury," that was his name, McCrae, He says, nobody's asked us yet. Probably me and the madam will go home. And he says, just come on down to our house. And we had the Daddy and Granddad had the horse and buggy, so they got in, and I'm gonna hurry up. So they got in the buggy and went on down. As soon as Granddaddy got in to drive the mule, Grandma said, Daddy, what in the world would you ask the pastor and his wife to come? Because we don't have a lot of extra. He says, Mama, we always got taters and beans and bread. He said, well, they might want a little something to go with that, but says, I'll do something, Daddy. So when they pulled down about a mile away from Wayville Baptist Church, got out, Grandma got out, and my daddy's name was Shorty, Samuel's name, everybody come. And Grandma says, Shorty boy, you run in the house right quick and get off your Sunday clothes and go out there to the chicken lot and pick us out a couple nice baby roosters, because I'm going to get the water hot. Now, this is a true story. And so Daddy went down there, and I won't say wring your necks, but anyway, he killed a couple of chickens. But anyway, Grandma got them fixed. The preacher and the wife, of course, was all there in the den talking. And to make a long story short, Grandma got the meat ready, and she said, Daddy, bring the preacher, all of you come on in here. So they come in, and we sit down there at the dining table. And about that time, Granddaddy said, Pastor, will you say bless the food? He said, be glad to. And about the time he said, Lord, the old rooster jumped in the windowsill, because, you know, back then there wasn't no screens. I mean, we're talking about years ago. And went to cackling and hollering. And Granddaddy said, excuse me, Pastor, Shorty boy, reach right over there and get a stick of that firewood and knock that rooster in the head. I can't stand that. And my grandmother said, Shorty boy, leave that rooster alone. He's got a lot to cackle and cut up about, because he just lost 2 sons to the Baptist ministry.
I don't think y'all gonna top that one, I'm sorry.
Todd King, did I miss one? There you go. Come on up and tell us your name and address.
Well, before I do that, I will start out by saying he put me in an awful bad position because he's a natural entertainer. I'm afraid I'm gonna be a little dull. I'll do my best. I can't entertain like he does. Christopher Todd King, my address is 130 Holly Mount Church Road, Mount Gilead, North Carolina. And I am the president of Montgomery County Farm Bureau. Couple things, I'm probably not the best with numbers, but I love numbers. So I've got a few numbers today for y'all and do y'all's work, and I first of all want to appreciate y'all's service to the county. Couple of numbers I want to kind of briefly spell out here. I was looking at, I work for Mount Air Farms. A lot of people think I work for the Farm Bureau, but I don't. That's a volunteer position. They'll come and talk to me about insurance, and I just had to point them to Philip Beeman. Mm-hmm. So I was looking over some stuff, and a few things stood out to me, and I first kind of want to talk on the state level, okay? Me working in the poultry industry for over 32 years, take a lot of pride in this, but currently in North Carolina ranks #1 for pounds produced. There may be some states that have a few more head than us, but ready to cook poultry out the door, North Carolina ranks #1. Eggs, we rank #9 nationally. In turkeys, North Carolina ranks #2 nationwide. So how does this fit into Montgomery County? Okay, Montgomery County ranks 13th in North Carolina in broiler head. So you think about that number. We are the 13th biggest poultry county in North Carolina, which is the largest meat broiler state in the United States. So think about that. We think sometimes we're a small fish, especially in culture. And I used the word fish, I said we're a small chicken, I guess. So think about that. You know, that's something to take a lot of pride in. You know, if we did all the counties in the United States, we may easily rank in the top 50 or top 100 possibly, okay? Also have a very robust cattle industry in the county. We rank 42nd in the state on that, so top 50%, okay? If you look at cash receipts out of Montgomery County for 2022, based on the USDA census, and this is a volunteer report, but, numbers are fairly accurate, that combining livestock, poultry, dairy, and row crops, it brought, from cash receipts to these farmers, it brought $229,999,000, okay? That's real numbers, okay? 210 farms is represented in the county. Average farmer age is 57.3, so we know we have an aging farming community. Flipping over to the next big thing in our county is forestry. Montgomery County Farm Bureau, when it says Farm Bureau, we have a lot of interest in forestry in our county. We have several board members that are very active in forestry. In forestry, we have about 179,000 acres of privately owned timber, okay? Stump prices for landowners was almost $20 million last year. Now, here's a big number, and I had to ask several people this, because like I say, I love numbers, but I'm not at the best of them. But the forestry sector in this county has a total economic contribution of approximately $1.026 billion in industry output to the county's economy. Now, that encompasses a lot of things. Equipment bought, diesel fuel bought, so that's a big number, but it encompasses a lot to other businesses in the county. But that being said, I'd like to say that my point is Montgomery County Farm Bureau has always had a great relationship with Ag Extension. And a lot of times I say Ag Extension is kind of like the boots on the ground. They actually do a lot of the work. A lot of times Farm Bureau will just write the checks, okay? But I've had a good discussion with one of our livestock agents the other day, Amy Bigford, and we were talking about some things that me working in the poultry industry and working with contract growers, and many of those are in Montgomery County and surrounding counties. Amy was talking, and she brought up a program that I know that she was getting certified on was three things. Now, some of the other people can speak on it, but Amy was going to get her a certification for beekeeper certificate. But also, she is obtaining her animal waste management technical specialist license. I know for a fact that that would be a tremendous asset to a lot of our farmers in the counties. A lot of companies require nutrient management plans, and she would be able to write nutrient management plans for farmers in the county when she gets certified. So that'd be a great service that she can do via Ag Extension. Also, one thing she also mentioned that she was getting certified in was her FAA 107 remote pilot's license. Now, this is kind of new to me, but it's going to play a factor in the future of all the farming to make it more efficient. But a lot of people now are using drones on row cropping. They're even spraying with drones, doing all kinds. I'm sure it's going to come up eventually a lot with soil and water. And so here's one of our extension agents that is getting certified on several key things that's going to be important for the growth and the future of agriculture in our county. So I applaud her for that and getting certified on those things. I know it's going to be a great asset, which kind of leads into my final thought. A lot of these folks are very important. You hear a lot of people speak on behalf of their other organizations. Extension is something that is so valuable to this county, I don't think you could put a price tag on it, okay? We need to get behind them 100%. We need to allow them the facilities and the space to be able to effectively do their job. So the Montgomery County Farm Bureau is all for keeping the Glen Road Ag Center There's plenty of room out there for the expand. I know in the future, there's probably gonna be a lot of grant money to come in to do various things, greenhouses, all kinds of things that could play in the future of that. So we just ask that y'all take very serious consideration on the future of our ag extension and get behind them 100%. So look, thank y'all very much. I appreciate your time, and God bless you.
Want to do her now?
That's Mary.
Mary Poplin, are you in the house? Would you come and state your name and address, please?
Hey, y'all. I am Mary Poplin, and I live at 201 South Main Street in Mount Gilead, North Carolina. So, I'm going to read something to you because I've prepared a statement. So good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Mary Poplin. I am the president of the the Extension Master Gardener Volunteers. I'm also the first lady of Mount Gilead. I run the community garden in Mount Gilead, which supplies our food pantry with fresh vegetables. I also write a weekly gardening article in the paper of the Montgomery Herald. I'm here with my Extension Master Gardener Volunteers. Please raise your hand. And we're here to address the agricultural center's renovation plans. Agriculture is the #1 industry in Montgomery County. It just is. All right, when you put together trees and farmers, it is. That's agriculture. So the Agricultural Center on Glen represents a multi-generational commitment to agriculture in Montgomery County. And ag remains really important here. In 1959, as stated, right, the Brown and Molnix families donated this land specifically for agricultural purposes for nearly 20 years. The local agricultural agents, the Cattlemen's Association, and community members worked tirelessly to raise funds to build this center. These funds came from the community. They did not come from the county purse. Now, for reference, the jail was built in 2009. I understand from your recent work session that there are differing opinions on how to proceed with county facilities, and while I respect the needs of all departments in the county, I urge you to honor the July 16th decision to renovate the Ag Center for the Cooperative Extension, which County Manager Menes identifies as the most cost-effective solution. The current extension building has extensive mold problems, and that is something that agents and community members are exposed to, including our kids, every day. All right? This is not just an inconvenience, it's a health hazard requiring immediate action. And we already use the Ag Center year-round for extension programs. Commissioner Hurley raised concerns about youth programs if the extension moves to the Ag Center because of its proximity to the prison. However, as Commissioner Shaw pointed out, the Ag Center has always hosted extension programs without issues. That's because it was specifically designed for that purpose. If you're looking for a model of what an adequate extension office should be, I would encourage you to visit Stanley County's facility. Their extension office reflects the community importance of agricultural education and upliftment. We in the agricultural community are willing to help secure additional funding if needed. We're including reaching out to state representatives if we have to help get things done around here. If the original plan cannot be honored for some reason, we need a firm commitment to a facility that provides a safe, mold-free environment, natural light essential for agricultural education, space for a greenhouse, a safe room for livestock, and proper kitchen and classroom facilities. These are not luxuries. They are necessities for an effective extension. Agriculture has been the backbone of Montgomery County for generations. The Agricultural Center is part of our community's dedication to its heritage. When local farmers and community members raised money to build the center, they did so with a specific vision in mind to create a space where agriculture could be celebrated, taught, and preserved for generations. A previous speaker said, you can't put a price on the extension's contributions, but Owen can get you those numbers, actually. I respectfully ask that you honor this vision and the most cost-effective solution your board has already approved. Renovation for another project would cost twice what the Ag Center will cost to update. And I want to thank you for your time and your consideration, and if you cannot honor the previous decision, please do not delay any longer in providing a safe and adequate space for the extension. Thank you.
Thank you. Heidi Young.
Good evening, my name is Heidi Young. I live at 191 Old Parish Place Road, Biscoe, NC, and I'm 13 years old. I've been a member of Montgomery 4-H for just over 2 years. I'd like to tell you about what 4-H has done for me in such a short period of time, and that I completely object to losing the agricultural building. Last year, my brother and I participated in our first chicken show. We learned all about how to raise chickens, the different breeds, and how to show them. To be able to do this, we needed the space the ag building provides to practice how to show the birds. We were also able to hold our own chicken show in the building. I don't know of any other places we could take our chickens and all their mess without complaint. I attend all monthly meetings, and we hold achievement meetings where we need room to display work and accomplishments as well as bring animals. This year, I have been voted in as treasurer for our 4-H Livestock Club. Our group is growing, and we need a large space to fit in all our new members. We hold our annual fairs in the ag building, and it is a perfect space to be able to display, work, show animals, and invite the community to come and see what we're all about and promote our club. Through 4-H, I have learned how to properly do a presentation, and it has helped me with public speaking. This is how I have the confidence to stand up here and tell you how passionately I feel about the need of our building to be kept as the agriculture and 4-H. I strongly suggest that you reconsider changing the purpose of our agricultural building, as it is taking away from us, the youth, the future youth of this county, and our future opportunities. I'm asking you as a 4-H'er/officer to support and help further younger generations by keeping the ag building for the purpose it was donated, built, and promised for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madeline Bowles.
My name is Madeline Bowles. I live on 1639 Pleasant Grove Church Road, Montgomery, North Carolina. I'm a Montgomery County 4-H'er and proud of it. I live on a self-sustaining farm in Mount Gilead. We have cows, pigs, goats, chickens, ducks, donkeys, and turkeys coming in June. The land that I live on with my parents has been in my family for generations. If I grew up and farmed there, I will be a 4th-generation farmer. Agriculture is a big part of my life, but 4-H holds a bigger piece. I have been in 4-H since I was 5 years old. It would take a week to tell you all the things I have learned and experienced. My greatest accomplishment is learning to show animals. I have shown chickens, turkeys, and cows. I have learned to do oral presentations. I have been actively involved in multiple 4-H clubs in our county. I am the current secretary of the Livestock Club. Our club meets at the Ag Center on Glen Road. We meet on the 3rd Monday of every month. We have been meeting there for over 3 years. We have our Ag Fair and Chicken Show there in September of every year. We have had past livestock shows there and hope to bring those back in the near future. Having a large meeting space is crucial to our club and other 4-H clubs. A large meeting space is important to 4-H in general. In just the last few months, I participated in the Barn Buddies class. We studied a different animal each week. I also participate in Summer Fun. That is a summer program offered by 4-H where all different kinds of topics are learned. Without a large meeting space, that would not be possible. With all that being said, it is my understanding that the land the Ag Center sits on was donated for agriculture purposes. I feel like that is what it should be used for. By moving the corporate extension offices and making our current Ag Center better, we can continue to grow 4-H in our county. Maybe one day we can secure a grant and build an outdoor facility behind the current Ag Center to continue to grow agriculture in our county. I just recently attended a sheep and goat show clinic at the Livestock Show Arena in Stanley County. It was a great facility. We could put a facility like that to good use in our county. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. McCray, you were yielded some time. Do you need any more? Your name is on the list now.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. No, I think we've, got all the people.
Lauren Switzer. Did I say that right?
Half trapped over there.
Good evening, Chairman Hare, gentlemen. My name is Warren Switzer. I live at 124 Ridge Drive, Troy, North Carolina, 27371. I'm sort of the outlander here. I'm a willful transplant to North Carolina by my own choice. I've spent most of my life living somewhere else, to include lots of places in the world. I am proud to say that my father grew up on a dairy farm. He knew all about hard work. He made sure that I knew all about hard work. Fortunately for me, I got tired of hustling 75-pound alfalfa bales in the loft, so I chose to go on a different track. But what I'm trying to say is that I've been other places and I've seen other things. And although I'm not a farmer, I don't pretend to be, I have seen what has happened in other locations when the changes that occur, because they always occur, come to pass within an agricultural community. In this particular case, I was very familiar with what happened in Illinois, northern Illinois, and in Iowa. It used to be all family farms. You can still go up there and you can still find a few of them because they bought out their neighbors as they got older and their sons sold out and became CPAs in Chicago or someplace like that. Now they're owned by these big mega corporations. A lot of them are foreign owned in actuality. I'd like to think that by coming here and being a member of this county, that I'm fulfilling a precise position of being a citizen. I'm concerned about where I live. I'm concerned about my neighbors. And my neighbors happen to be farmers, and I believe in farmers. We need farmers every day. Now, there's other folks we don't need too much of. Politicians come immediately to mind, some lawyers. Yeah, I know all of you are politicians. This is my chance to dig for one. Okay. And I also did a little research on this particular state, and it's gone through a couple of centuries worth of changes. Oh, it started off with naval stores, and then it went into tobacco, and then it went to cotton, and then it went back to tobacco again, and then it was spinning. And all of that stuff sort of went away for one reason or another. That's the nature of economics. Okay, got it. But what I'm saying now is that this state is undergoing a series of transformations. You've got big money down in Charlotte becoming a financial center. You've got a research triangle. You've got health care. You've got forestry products and that sort of thing. But what I did see, and you've heard it all this evening, is Montgomery County really relies on farming. That's the truth of it. And that farming is undergoing shifts, technological shifts. You've heard about the drones. I can remember watching my dad and my uncle being on the back of a manure spreader. Well, fortunately I was a little young at that point to be a part of that part of the deal. The point is that you can't afford not to invest in keeping what you've got. You're going to get left behind. It's going to go away. More important than that, we got the youth coming. These are the jobs of tomorrow. You've just heard only about 4 industries that pertain to this county, and they're all linked to agriculture. You get to need to drive more jobs because that's more economy, and that economy depends on being able to adapt to what's going to happen. And it is going to happen. What I'm suggesting to you is this. Your extension program is the way to get to the youth. The youth has got the industry, the ideas, the innovation, the entrepreneurship, if you would, that's going to create tomorrow. When it creates tomorrow, it's going to be all kinds of other jobs. It isn't going to just be forestry and poultry and beef. I mean, right behind me are the people who grow everything from beans to bovines. and all in between. But there are a lot of other things that can happen too. And those are the opportunities. And those opportunities are generated out of that youth. And your extension program is the seedbed for the future. You can't afford not to invest in it and keep it alive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was everyone that had signed up for tonight. I need a motion to close the public forum.
Motion.
Motion made, Steve.
Second.
Second by Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Mangus.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have one action item on the agenda tonight in the county manager's report. And speaking of our economy and diversification of our economy, our economic development department has been busy trying to better position ourselves throughout the state and southeast and nation in site development and what we call product for economic development purposes. What I bring before you tonight is accounting for a grant that we received from the North Carolina Railroad for due diligence, site preparation activities, engineering, other design services for a project on the north side of Candor. We refer to this as the Candor West Project. We received a $500,000 grant towards due diligence to get this site ready to move it from what I call just holding the earth together to something viable, shovel-ready for industry. So, two action items I'm requesting is the approval of a project budget ordinance to account for the funds and the approval of a resolution to award the engineering, consulting, and design services contract. I will refer you to page 49 for a summary of the project and the requested action, as well as a suggested motion. So if it's the pleasure of the board, a motion to approve the grant project ordinance and approve the resolution to award engineering, consulting, and design services would be in order at this time.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shaw, second by Mr. Taylor. Any discussion? Approved.
Mr. Chairman, that's all the action items we have on the agenda tonight. You will see in your agenda packet some various county reports from different departments. If you have any questions about any of those reports, I'll be happy to try to answer those. Otherwise, that concludes any action items we have for this evening.
We listened to all your concerns and what you're thinking. We get to see the checkbook, so it's not fun.
And took notes.
And took notes. And we're coming to your farm. And I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. If there's nothing else on our minds, I would like a motion.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I would like to say I appreciate each and every one of you being here because I don't know about you kind of ribbing politicians. I'll tell a joke. My cousin said at the family reunion at Christmas, he said, "Are we still going to be able to talk about politicians since you're now a county commissioner?" I said, "Well, I guess you can." But the reason I'm here is because I want to represent what you guys want. And just to let you know, I had 2 goats this past weekend. I've got 3 baby goats now. We lost one, but I'm getting into that, so I understand, and I think we do understand how important farming is and agriculture is, not only to the state, but to our county. And I just want to say, I've stood at that microphone. It takes a lot to come up there and stand right there and share your opinion. And to you guys that done that, we appreciate that.
You don't have to have an invitation to come back. You're more than welcome at any time.
That's right. That's right.
And I'd also like to thank you for your reaction and actions tonight. You carried yourself very well. We had some fun time here for me. And we all do this together. And whatever comes to be of this, you better believe we're going to think real hard and figure every way we can to satisfy everybody with what we've got to work with. Okay? Now can I have that motion?
Chairman Harris, could I close with a statement, please?
Sir?
Could I close with a statement, please?
Yes.
I would just like to say I apologize for not being there this evening. I'm at the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners Summit on opioid response, and I'm representing Montgomery County this week. This was a fantastic meeting. I really appreciate the citizens coming out and giving us their opinion, and I really appreciate the history that goes along with the Agri-Civic Center and how much it actually means to Montgomery County. And I thank you for the time.
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Let's go home, guys.
Thank y'all.